Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. I'm Raj.
I'm Mick.
What is up, bruv?
This week, bro. You know what? I went to a few interviews this week. I don't know. I don't even know if I got the job or not yet. The jobs are not yet. But
Damn,
you
you
know
diving
what?
straight into it. You went
Straight
interviews this week, yeah?
This week, bro. This
Okay.
week, yeah. And it was jokes because I realized there's always this pressure, bro. There's always a process for an interview as well. You know that, yeah?
Always.
Always, yeah.
You
You know,
be stressed.
I don't think I was stressed. I mean, it was this one was a third round, right? But even first, second round, you know, when you're working from home, you obviously don't really pull out the good clothes anymore, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously ironing, obviously just like making sure everything was ironed and everything. And then this was a face-to-face interview, right, in central London. So I was like, all right. I had to bloody see if I even had a shirt which was still wearable, bro. That's how long it's been since I've worn a shirt to
Do you
to work,
iron
bro.
do you iron your clothes? Like on a
well-
daily basis?
Nah, bro. Nah. Unless if it's creased up really badly and that's what I want to wear, then yeah, the iron's got to be brought out, right?
So iron is like special occasions.
Iron is special occasion, bro.
That's crazy
mean,
though. Isn't that
why?
mad? Because it used to be like at our house growing up, someone would always be at the barsi, bruv, in the morning.
Yeah.
Dad would be doing all of the ironing. You know that? My dad used to iron everyone's clothes in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the Dobby, yeah?
He was Dobby, bruv. He was on Dobby duty.
Man. Do you know what though? I think that's a common thing with dads because just the other day, like the kids, I iron their shirts on a Sunday. But I did that last year, but this term, this first.
Oh, you do it
term,
annually?
Bruv, as in like I did it. I wish I could do it annually, bro. I wish they had enough shirts, to last them annually. But like they wear different attire for summer, right? So once summer's over, once summer starts, you don't have to wear iron shirts. But this like, literally last week, Nish was like to me, I could hear the iron going. And she's like, you don't even iron the shirts anymore. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get back on it. Don't worry. It's like a feedback, isn't it? Basically, you know how you're trying to be. You know these memes about trying to be 1% better, bro. I'm like 10% worse, bro, this year. Yeah.
Oh my god, bruv.
Yeah, bro.
So wait, but they have shirts all year round though, and trousers or skirts. How what the?
They wear summer dresses in the summer. So you don't have to iron those, to be fair, because it's just they're already creased up to another level, and they've got pleats in them anyway, so they don't have to. It's just unironable. Even if you iron it, you're going to put more creases into it, so you don't have to do that. But yeah, shirts most of the time, most of the year, basically they're wearing shirts.
Did you used to have this thing with like your trousers where they would burn really easily, so you'd have to put a cloth down, or maybe
you
we
get
just had a really ghetto iron, right? Like
Nah, bro.
the
Nah.
iron that we had.
Yeah.
If it was slightly warmer than it needed to be,
Yeah.
clothes are done.
Yeah. You get those shiny patches.
The shiny patches, yeah.
Yeah, you get the shiny patches. And you know what it is? It's not the iron that's done. There's nothing wrong. There's no fault of the iron, bro. There's 5 people in a family, right? Oh, okay, for average of 4 people in a family, let's say, yeah?
Yeah.
And there's always one person, bro, who doesn't fill up the water or like just puts something on the silk setting, and then they're trying to iron something which is, on, like a very delicate setting. I don't know, man. And they end up burning something.
User error, bro.
It's user error, bro. It's always
User
user error, bro. Yeah, and those are the ones who should, it's like a tactic. They want to stay away from the iron, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing. And then if you look at the back of anyone's iron, bro,
it's
red,
black.
It's never clean, bro. It's never clean. It's got this one.
Been in war, bro.
Exactly, it's been in the wall. It's this one. There's this one massive patch basically on it. Yeah, man. But the process of making sure you're getting the right train. And you know what? I was bugging out. So check this. You know when you going back to the interview thing. When I got
I
to
haven't
the
finished talking about irons, bro.
oh, go on, bro. If you want to talk about irons, bro, this guy and his irons.
I want to understand the
Alright.
process of irons in your house, because do you use like what is the water that you use inside? Does it have to be filtered water?
You can't.
Because if you use tap water, you get lime scale, bruv.
Exactly. But the thing is, these days, if you've got an iron of this decade, bro, yeah, what iron are you
This
using these
decade.
days, bro?
What are you trying to say, bro? Yeah. I got one of those like 1990 ones.
Bro, is your iron chrome?
You know those old school ones where
Yeah.
there's no water mechanism. It's just
No.
one massive slab.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, it's one slab. It's like a slab of metal, bro, that just
That's it,
heats
slab
up.
of metal.
But you know what? Those are the ones that last. But no, you know these days, obviously, you get the ones where you have to use tap water because it's got its own anti-calc kind of filter where you can catch the lime scale. Yeah, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I think people use ironing water as well these days.
There's special water for ironing.
Yeah, ironing water. Yeah, it's
Ironing
got like a
water.
scent. It's got a scent in it.
Bruv, who has the time nowadays to do that?
Yeah, I know, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But there is, when you go to certain people's houses,
I feel like
I've
if
seen ironing
I
water.
think I'm pretty casual when I go to work, so I don't iron anything. I try to use a steamer for a bit, but it's never as easy as it looks in the adverts. You know, they just stand there, it's like, oh yeah, this is slow. It's gently just brushes the clothes, and all of a sudden, you're ready to go. Nah, bruv.
Yeah.
I turned into a prune, bruv, while I was doing that, and the clothes were still creased.
Do you know what? That's the thing. We've got a steamer, and I just don't want to. I refuse to use it, and I think that's where how certain things your parents do manually because they're like, even there's a machine for it, they're like, no, and that's where I'm. That's what I'm adopting with the steamer versus iron.
So you don't believe in the steam.
Bruv. I don't believe in the steam, bruv, because the water don't last long enough. How many times are you gonna make trips to fill up this little chamber, water chamber or whatever it is? Yeah, bruv. Ironing, yeah, man.
We have an ironing board, and the most use the ironing board got this year was as a bedside table while Gogan was recovering from C-section. Because it kind of goes, it can hang over the bed, right? So I was like, let's just use this. So, bruv, that iron was out for 3 months?
Bruv.
All of her stuff would be on it, bruv.
And whose idea was that?
That was my idea, bruv.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Why? Why are you questioning it, bruv?
Because, this is one of my pet peeves, with Nish, So everything is a platform. It does any surface, any surface
Anything
is like
that's flat.
Anything that has legs and that is flat becomes storage or some kind of platform.
So if you stood there long enough,
yeah, bro. If someone bloody put legs on my ass and my fucking head, bro, and I was sitting there, bro, my torso would become a platform. Bro, check this. So when I want to iron, I have to move makeup. I have to move makeup, and then I have to.
Makeup. You can see it behind me, bro. The makeup everywhere.
Yeah. Then I have to check. Yeah. It makes sure that none of this makeup is smears or innit? Or put a towel on the cover.
Like you're handling some kind of chemicals that can mess anything up.
Yeah, everything becomes. And I think do you know what? That is a standard Indian trait. How many times have you gone to your mate's house? Yeah, and randomly you go into, one of their sister's bedrooms for something, or with them, or their mum's bedroom or whatever, and all you see, and I'm not saying even my parents' bedroom back in the day, bro, all you see is everywhere there's just stuff on stuff, basically organized, but it's like, why does there have to be so much stuff out? Does that make sense? And that's,
bro. We call it, mum calls it pataro.
Yeah, it is a pataro, bro, and it's like, why is there so much stuff? And then you're like thinking to yourself, why can't you just get more drawers? And that's why, when you move in, when you start to, you grow up and stuff and you move into your own house, you want everything put away. Everything. The only thing that...
Stuff you're using at that moment in time.
Exactly. And it's just like, but you know what? There's always two sides to everything, innit?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a counter story to what you're saying.
I know, exactly.
I think both parties are guilty of it. I'm definitely...
Why?
Because I'm looking at my desk. Yeah. And my desk has got things on it that haven't been used today or aren't going to be used today. What about your desk at work? Is your desk at work clean?
Clean, bro.
Nothing on it.
nothing except my
But
keyboard.
that's because you're hot desk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a hot desk, isn't it? But no,
So
but even then though,
obviously you have to clean it up, bro.
wait, what do you think I'm gonna go to work and put some clothes on my desk just for the joke, for the sake of it?
No, bro. Oh, people's desks get like messy, like notes and papers and bits and pieces, like over time.
Yeah, even
so what? Historically, if you look back over your jobs, what's your desk hygiene been like?
But desk hygiene been on point. I can't deal with a dirty desk, bro, or anything on my desk which is not meant to be. The only thing that should be on my desk which should be removed, periodically, is my cereal bowl, my cup of water, bro, my tea mug. Yeah, that's it, bro. And that's where you have a pedestal, innit? You know, like, they don't have them anymore, but, you know, you have a pedestal, innit? 2 drawers, 3 drawers.
Put all everything in there.
And every Christmas, I sit there for about 20 minutes emptying the ghosts.
I have not emptied my pedestal for years at work.
Really?
I have not. So, I think on that front, we are very different, bro. I'm not very clean on my desk. My desk just has stuff on it that I think I'm going to use, and then I don't use. So that flat surface thing is, I think I'm guilty of it, bro.
Nah, fair play. Bro.
You can see. Look, there's a bed, and then there's a unit. For our listeners, I'm pointing at things in our room, which have things on them. But part of this is because we're still learning how to deal with a child and carry on as adults and function in a household.
It's true, man. It's true.
It's an adjustment, bro. That is definitely an adjustment. All right. So, God, I interrupted your story a bunch of times and went on some tangents because I thought there would be some interesting bits. What if someone from your work is listening to this podcast and they're like, "Oh, Mick's interviewing elsewhere"?
I know, that's the thing, innit? That's what I mean. We don't put this out for a week, innit? So you never know. Hopefully by then, and we've got the
bro, we're optimistic.
No.
I'm gone, bruv. Yeah, I was interviewing, but I got a job now, okay? So fuck you.
No. But what it will be is we know exactly what to cut out, right? So you just have a little marker behind it. Did we leave it in? We taking it out?
Yeah, how did it go? Okay, so if this stays in, congrats, bruv.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers. Okay.
If it doesn't, then... you got it, bro.
You know what this is? This is bare cockiness of, you know, when if I didn't have a job at the moment, you'd probably be like, oh, you know, I probably wouldn't mention any of it. Yeah, I wouldn't mention it. But you know, when you've got the bit of a safety net, you're like, do you know what? It's cool. It doesn't matter, innit, whether you get it or not. It happens. Whatever happens, isn't it? But yeah, have you? So when I got to this place, right? And it was they work off a square. Their office is off a square, basically. Yeah. And you know, the number was number 25, right? So how, you know, have you ever had this thing where someone's giving you an address and you're like, okay, you know the number, and you get there, and it's always the number you're looking for that you cannot find. You can find 20, you can find 24, and you can find 26. Never find 25.
Always.
Yeah. So check this. I was just in autopilot. I was like, okay. I walked onto the square. I was like, oh great. Look to my left. I was like, 21, 22, 23, 24, bro. Yeah. And I was like, okay, walk. I saw this door. I saw this one door, bro. Yeah. It had no number in it whatsoever. Yeah. No number, nothing. Yeah. It just said massive thing that said fire exit. No entry, nothing. No, it said no entry. Yeah. And exit only. Went to the next one, turned into 26. Yeah. So I was like,
how?
Why? I don't know, man. I was like, why is this happening? And you're like, you're on this, you're about 15 minutes before the interview starts. You think you're being watched, innit? Yeah. Surely there's someone outside from this company. Coincidentally, that's.
Do you think they have the time?
No. What if someone's having a cigarette outside?
Employees. What? So someone's like. Someone's standing there with a stopwatch, be like, okay, look, let's see how long it takes for this guy to walk into this building and figure out the right place to go. And then they follow you, bro.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Flip it now, yeah? If you were that person...
What, if I'm hiring, am I watching someone?
If you're hiring, right? And you basically...
Bro, I'll make it an obstacle course.
What, you get like... soft play.
Come down a pole.
But check this though, yeah. What if you knew that you've been working there for a while, so you know that if no one can ever find this door and there's jokes watching them. So you come outside. Let's just say you don't even smoke, but you come outside anyway, yeah. And you're like, no, let's have some fun. And also, what are the chances? Because I'm sure there's something like this probably happened to you before, where you've been watched by someone that you're actually meeting, yeah? And then when you get into the professional environment, you're like, oh, I just saw you outside. Or I just saw you on the lift. You know what I mean? It can happen, man. It can happen.
You think of the most, unnecessary things before a job interview. So before a job interview, instead of thinking about what kind of questions am I going to be asked? Do I have the right examples? Can I show signs of leadership? Can I show signs of impact? You are thinking, is there someone watching me to see if I'm fucking picking the right door?
Absolutely, bro. You know why? You focus too much on one thing, yeah? The other thing's going to come and take it away, bro. I'm telling you, yeah? You got to think about everything. Don't worry. I thought about all those questions on the train ride there. I had plenty of time.
Come on, let's go throw back to an earlier episode, bro. You don't chill out on the train, bro.
Oh, no, bro. Of course not.
Out on something on the train.
I was bugging out. I'm going to make it on time. What if the train, just this train bloody gets delayed by somehow, yeah? Anyway, it didn't anyway, yeah? But yeah, still bugging out, yeah? And then this place was basically, number 25 was down. There's these steps there, yeah? And you have to go down and then go back up, basically. Okay. So anyway, I get to the thing, and then the guy...
This is just to go in... This is just to...
Into the building, yeah. It was
just to go into the building?
Or yeah, down. You have to go down.
Inside the building and you're going to, find the...
No, I'm looking for the number to find the building.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They own the whole building, but they've rented it out, certain parts of it, so other companies. Anyway, got to reception, and the guy obviously asked me who I was waiting for. Gave me a temporary pass, which he said, "Look, hand this back." Did he ask
for the secret word?
Nah, bro. Nah, there was no secret word. He was our lot, innit? He was Indian.
We know.
Yeah, exactly. And then gave him a pass. I'm waiting. He goes, if you go sit up there. In the foyer you have this, the little comfortable couch area until a waiting area where someone picks you up. They were like, don't worry, the person who's interviewing you will come pick you up in a bit. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Sat down, and then I was like, oh shit. You have to make sure there's no, make sure you when you come out from the cold, bro, freezing cold, and you're like, man, your nose is all runny.
People think you might be sick, and then you don't want people to think that you're sick, and then you're getting them sick.
Exactly. I blew my nose so hard, bruv, yeah. I was like, nah, nothing's coming out, bruv, yeah. Yeah, and then, yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
Do you blow your nose? I don't blow my nose.
I blow my nose, bruv.
Yeah, if I'm in public, I don't. I'm just do it very quietly and just wipe with the tissue.
Normally, but I had to make sure there's nothing interrupting
the
interview.
Because you could be mid-conversation.
Yeah.
And a little lindgul comes. What would you do? What would you do in that situation?
Bruv, what can you do?
If you're trying to explain something, and then that happens to me. Bruv, I'll tell you one time that happened to me. After you finish your story, I'll tell you one time that exact thing happened to me. Where a lindgul was coming out of my nose. I couldn't tell if the person I was talking to could see it, but I could feel it. What did you do? What would you do in that situation?
I'll get a tissue out, bruv. Always, if you ain't got a tissue...
No, you don't have a tissue.
Oh, yeah. Then you... Oh, man. It's finished. Whether you wipe your hand with your nose with your sleeve...
Back of your hand.
Even if you wipe it with the back of your hand...
And your hand gets wet.
Yeah, but even if you ask for a tissue and you're polite enough, yeah, you kill the flow of your interview, yeah? And they're like... Oh, fuck's sake, man. You know what I mean, innit? No one likes interviewing. They don't want to be there, yeah? And you're like, oh, damn, I've lost them now. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're screwed either way, man. Even if you, the graceful way of doing it is getting a tissue out of your pocket and start wiping your nose hopefully while they're talking, yeah? And it's like, and the thing is, yeah, no one wants, even if you use a tissue, no one wants to shake your hand after you've used a tissue to bloody wipe your nose, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so you blew your nose clean.
Bruv, clean, bruv. And then I had tissue stuck on my on my beard, bruv. like I had a good night, bruv, or I had a little No, bro, not even a kebab, bro. It looked dodge, bro. Yeah.
Wait, how did you notice?
Because I had to be vain and I had to make sure the hair was in place, and I was like, shit, look, there's a fucking tissue there. Quickly, and then I was like, this guy's gonna come down any second. But cash, I got it off in it on time, bro. And then we just
where was the tissue stuck? Just like on the mooch.
Yeah, on the mooch of my beard, bro. It's a fluffy tissue, man.
Bro, if you went in that interview, right, and you maybe let's say you got distracted in that moment after you blew your nose, and then you didn't notice that, the person would be watching your mooch the entire time.
Yeah, it's true.
And then you'd be like, what? Why would they keep looking at my nose?
Yeah, and yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would have done. I would have been finished. I'll be like, oh well, back to the drawing board.
So your guy comes pick you up. You're clean, you're fresh. You found the place, navigated. You know, you've passed the mission. You've blown your nose, so there's no SEDAR.
Then it's
emergency. about the actual fucking interview, bruv. Yeah, which is what you're there for. None of this extra stuff.
Of course not, bro. It's not about the interview at that point. It's about getting through the barriers, going through the lift with him, and you can't not say anything. You got to make dead conversation.
Oh yeah, waste.
Yeah.
But how was your journey in?
Standard question.
Oh, it was okay. Yeah, I left early. Yeah. Busy. It was busy. Yeah. Yeah, it's busy this time of year, isn't it? Yeah. Every fucking time is busy. Every time you say that same shit, bro. Anyway, okay. So you did that, yeah? Small talk. But then what did he say?
And then small talk. And then you ask how their day is because it'll go quiet. You know, are they busy? And then because it's Christmas, isn't it? So you're like, oh, is it simmering down now? Standard question. And then you obviously get to this kitchen area, and they're like, oh, would you like a drink? And obviously, you know, water's the one, isn't it, when you're in an interview? And then you've got everyone's having lunch there. They just stare at you as if you're this potential new guy, innit?
Did you wear a tie?
Nah, bro, I don't wear a tie. I was smart cash, a shirt and trousers, innit?
Huh?
I think it's weird when you're. I don't know, man. If you're going for a proper corporate job, then maybe. But if it's a tech, company, I think the tie can work against you.
Oh, this guy's a suit.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
We don't want him here. It's too formal. No. It's gonna be too cutthroat.
Yeah, exactly. So you
allowed the tie.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Yeah, man. I think you're allowed. You know what? I think the tissue on the face will be more accepted than the tie around your neck, man.
Tissue on the face, like, oh yeah, it's casual.
It's cash. He's
tie
got
is
some
like
rough. If you got tissue on your face, yeah, it's like he's got some rough edges. He's not as clean cut. Yeah, we'll take him.
But you had a suit jacket though, right?
Nah, man. I just had shirt and trousers. Okay. Shirt and chinos.
Were your shoes polished?
Nah, do you know what? I wasn't even going to wear shoes. I was going to wear these smart trainers. Then the missus intervened, apparently. So I was like, fair enough. And then just had a jacket. But
Mishma for the win, innit?
Exactly. Yeah, and then it's funny when I had two interviews, and this person was like, "Oh, do you know what? It's been a while since we've seen you." And obviously, he didn't want to say he's forgotten me, so he was like, "Can we start from the top?" Yeah, like.
But he's interviewed you before.
Yeah, he's interviewed me before. This is on over Teams, right? But he was like, "Can we start from the top because it's been a few weeks?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So you have to give your whole spiel again about your CV basically. You're running through everything, all your experience, etc. And then I think. Do you know what? I'm just gonna skip past everything, but at the end of the interview, right? It was like, well, it has been an hour, right? And he's only scheduled for an hour anyway. And then you have this awkward moment where, great, when the person who's mediating, conducting the interview is like, great, no, this was fantastic. Thank you for coming in, and then. They don't get, but they say all this, and it's the leeway to obviously get up and leave the room, and but they don't get up. They say, "Great, yeah, thanks for coming in, fantastic," and then they have this weird look on his face, yeah, like really piercing into my eyes, yeah. And I was like, okay, this is getting a bit strange, yeah. I was like,
just staring at you.
Yeah, but why is he not getting up? Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like,
interview is finished. Concluded.
Interview is finished.
How did it go?
Yeah, it was. I think it went all right.
Okay.
I don't like to say it went amazingly because you know when
we'll find out in it. So okay, so
we'll find out in it.
Okay, that's why you don't want to go into the details. All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. I was wondering why are we skipping through the entire.
Oh, there was nothing. There was nothing strange on the interview. It just got strange after. The interview was cash. There wasn't any weird questions or anything. No weird questions.
How do you choose the socks that you wear in the morning or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what? It's funny.
That's actually a pretty good interview question. How do you choose the socks?
How?
How do you choose the socks in the morning?
Bro, if they're there and they're matched, bro, I wear them.
You don't choose different colours depending on how you feel.
No, bro, I have white socks, bro. Yeah, when I have formal socks, it is what it is, isn't it?
I've got Christmas socks right now, bro.
Really?
Yeah, got different ones, gingerbread ones.
You're in that festive spirit, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so your interview concluded. It was cash.
It was Clash, and then there was this weird moment where he just wouldn't get up, and
you must, bro. You hate those situations.
Yeah, so I just got up, and then
you made the move. You got up.
Yeah, I got up, and
wow.
And then we walked back to the canteen, and he goes, let me put these cups.
I thought you were going to say we walked back to the canteen, and he gave me a hug.
Bro, you know what? If he gave me a hug, I'll be like, okay, the deal is sealed, bro. But check this. He was like, and then he came back and he was like, okay, I thought he was going to show me to the lifts, and he was actually. He showed me to the lifts, and he goes, I was like, oh yeah, these are lovely offices, because I had to make dead conversation again, and they were nice offices, and they just had them refitted. And he's like, yeah, let me show you around actually the top floor and the middle floor. So he gave me a tour of the middle floor and the top floor, and then when we were on the top floor waiting for the lift to come back, he put his hand out, and I thought he was putting his hand out to shake my hand, but he wasn't. It was like his hand just made that sudden movement. So mine made that sudden movement, but then I had to style it out as if I was just trying to catch my. I had something in my hand. I had the pass in my hand. So I was like, oh. Yeah. What is it, man? Why can't people just keep their hands to themselves until it's time to,
Wait, how far out did his hand come for you to make
it? It was further out than usual. Maybe not as far as a handshake, but you think you don't want to leave man's hanging, innit?
Further out than usual, but in your vicinity. His hand was pointing towards you.
Yes, it was pointing towards me, and now we were at the lift, so I thought, oh, maybe he's gonna open the lift and then just say bye to me, and then, but he actually got in the lift with me, and I was like, fuck, more conversation. So then the conversation was, everything was had, and then I was like, oh, these are lovely lifts. They were nice. They were nice lifts. You know what they were like? They were like all glass and industrial. I know, bro. I know. I had nothing else left, man.
Did you say the nice buttons?
Actually, me mentioning the lift, he started to give me the history of the actual building and who it was, owned by previously, and it was actually a massive company. It was a record company, but we went down, and then he actually got a lift, and then. He had to do the whole, the professional, thanks for your time, fantastic, yeah, we'll be in touch. And then, I was on my, then he shook my hand, and then I was on my way, bro. And then I called you. Do you remember when I called you? And that's when I called you.
Bro, that's hilarious, man.
Man.
But that whole, him holding his hand out is, how did you style that out?
I put my hand out, but I acted as if I was about to drop my pass, and then I kind of let my pass drop out my hand.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
So
you put your hand out, okay?
I was like, I put my hand out, and I put my hand out as if because the pass had a lanyard on it. Yeah. So I was putting my hand out as if I was trying to. Obviously, I wanted to shake his hand, but then I put my hand, I styled it out as in brought the lanyard was around my arm, innit? So I was like, oh, let me just bring it to my hand, innit? But I don't know.
Did he clock what's going on? Or he's like,
I think he clocked. I think he clocked. Yeah. But yeah. This is, I'm telling you, our listeners have definitely got interview stories, yeah? I'll give you an example, yeah? I once interviewed someone who, had a glass, right? We had a jug in the middle We had a glass. I had a glass. He had a glass. Yeah, and then there was a pen pot. Yeah, he.
Fuck off, bro.
Yeah, and the pen pot was empty. And I think he was mid conversation, and he put the water in the pen pot, and I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, and he tried to drink from the pen pot. He started to drink from the pen pot, man.
He actually started drinking it.
Yeah. And you know me in these situations. If there was anyone else there with me on my side of the table, then I would have been like, I need to, please excuse me for a second. I had to keep it professional and cash. And
you didn't bust up.
I can't. I was the one conducting the interview.
Oh my god, bro. How? I
have no idea, bro. I have no idea. Yeah, it was.
And then that guy, he just carried on. Did he correct himself?
No. I think he must have realised, yeah. But he was a very confident guy, actually, to be fair. You know when you have those people who are confident, like, it is what it is. Like,
that's from the paper.
Yeah, he didn't point it out. He didn't point it out. I think someone else would have probably pointed out. But, fair play to him, man. He was too far in, bruv.
Yeah, the only way out is through at that point. If you've poured the water into it, you've just got to carry on like it's now a cup.
No, and also, if you pour the water into it and you've started to drink, right, you've just got to be like, oh shit, I didn't even see that cup. You know what I mean? Even if you did, even if it was pointed out, you've got to be so ignorant towards that other cup that's there, yeah?
The one that's just chilling.
Yeah, but the worst thing, I to save face, yeah, because I didn't want to make him feel awkward, I purposely did not take any water in the end. So, because...
What's that got to do with it, bro?
If he sees me take a cup, yeah, that's next to the jug, next to his cup, yeah, he's going to be like, do you understand what I mean? And that's it, the interview just goes to shit.
How noble of you, bro.
I wasn't the one speaking much. Exactly. I'm a people person. No, then it's fair to say we didn't hire him, but yeah, it wasn't because of the cup thing. It was.
People get nervous at interviews, though, man. Can you imagine? I mean, you were nervous as well, right? From the sounds of it.
Yeah, man. I think because I've not had an interview for a very long time, and then you have so many in short space. But to be fair, in the end, you're just like, you know what, fuck it, innit? Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And also, people are nervous because you just don't know what's riding for them on that interview, innit? Livelihood.
It's true, everything. Man. It's true. I try when I'm interviewing. I try and like really chill the people out and say, look.
Do you give a massage?
take your shoes off. That's so fucking inappropriate. Can you imagine, bro? So I'm just going to conduct your interview now, and just before we get started, just to get you in the mood.
And then you stand over them and you're give them a shoulder massage, bro. Are you ready?
Yeah. Do you feel up to this now, or should I continue? Do you want some water? Play some music. Bro, in India, they do a head massage where they like go crazy on your head. And then you can start the interview, and then be like, okay, are you good to go now? Shall we?
Let me ask you a question, yeah?
Bro, if someone started doing that to you, I'd be like, what the fuck? Is this how you start your day as well?
You know when you go into an interview with pristine hair and you come out, as if someone's just, you've gone 10 rounds with bloody Rocky. Let me ask you a question. You've interviewed a lot of people in your lifetime, right? Yeah, and obviously you've been interviewed quite a few times as well.
Yeah.
You know what? After you've had those 3 interviews, and you think, "Oh man, this person is this is perfect." Do you think people in interviews have to put on this persona of imposter syndrome, like this kind of imposter syndrome of of who they are, and then when you've hired them, yeah, they're nothing like that interview that they had.
It's like when you're dating, bro. You're meeting the representative. You're not meeting the actual person.
Yeah, it's true.
But you've got to. The way I always look at it is it's got to be, if they're working with me, I have to get on with it. It's got to be someone that I can be like, oh, it would be good to hang out with this person out of work. Like I got to imagine myself socializing with this person, not just working with this person. So I think for me, it's definitely personality is one of the biggest things I'm looking for. But I think that's kind of how I've interviewed. I think the weirdest interview question I've ever had is someone asked me how to make tea. So how do you make some tea? And then I said, do you want the Indian way or do you want the English way? And then I broke down the entire process of like, putting the masala in, or bringing it back down again. I think it was more about understanding how can I break down, how do I explain how to do a mundane thing? What's my kind of like articulation levels, I guess. But that was probably the weirdest question. And I don't think, looking in hindsight, I don't feel like it was that weird. I was once asked, what is an example of good design? And this was years ago. And I said, Pinterest. And at that time, Pinterest was like blowing up. And then the interviewer projects Pinterest on the screen. Brings it on the screen. He's like, tell me what's good design about this. And they had to break it down. And then I said, basically, fundamentally, my mum can use it. That's why I think it's good design, because it doesn't really need instructions. It's very intuitive. So I've had questions like that, but not like ones that are like really messing with you. Like, I don't know. You know how you get those interview questions of like, why are manholes round and all of that kind of thing. None of that shit.
Yeah, same. I've had that once. Someone asked me, "Here's a business card. Can you tell me? Can you show me that it works?"
It works.
Yeah, here's a business card. Can you show me that it works?
And what did you do?
I looked at it and put it in my wallet. I goes, "Yeah, it works." And the guy goes, yeah, it works well, doesn't it? I go, yeah. He goes, sorry, I just like to I like to start my interviews with just quirky things like that. I go, okay, fair enough. And years later, I asked that person, like, why did you ask me that? Yeah. And he goes, because I want to see how, sometimes we overthink the simplest thing. Just fucking make a decision and go with it. Go with your instincts. I was like, fair play. I go, what would you have done if I was like, if I was like there for about 5 minutes just looking at it and then handing it back to you? Then obviously that business card didn't work, innit? And he basically said, you wouldn't be standing right here, right now, mate. I was like, fair play. But it's true, innit? Sometimes we overthink the simplest thing, man.
Bro, I can imagine that really messing with someone.
That messed with me. I'm not going to lie. I think...
Wait, you talk about it, you sound like you were smooth, bro.
Yeah, as in, you know what? When you're under pressure, bro, yeah, someone does something to you, you just got to make a quick... The longer you take to make a decision on it, it's just like, it gets awkward, isn't it? What if I was there just walking around the room with his business card in the middle of an interview? Like, I don't know.
You call the number. You call the number and be like, hello, is this Samuel L. Peters?
Hey, do you know what, though? If you did call the number...
Like, no, the business card doesn't work. It's not the right person.
But if you did call the number, that would have been even like smarter, yeah? Because you call the number and you're whatever role you're in, yeah? You start talking about that. Do you understand what I mean? But anyway. Yeah, man. I've had that
I would
once.
have probably done that. Honestly, I wouldn't have been as smooth as you. I would have fucking looked at the phone number. I would have phoned the person up and be like, is this who the card says? And if not, I would say this card doesn't work. It's not serving its purpose.
Yeah, true. Yeah, man, and that was the highlight of the week, man.
Bro, that was a fucking joke story, bro. I hope you got the job, man.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully too. I don't even know if I wanted it.
Fucking hell. But they say it's good to interview, like generally speaking.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good to know your worth and know what your market value is. So even if you do have a job, just having an occasional interview, just to see what's out there, because you get rusty, man.
You do get rusty.
I haven't interviewed for years, bro.
What's the I'm guessing the last time you had an interview was when you were living at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did your mum get?
I've had like a video call interviews since
Yeah.
then. That haven't
Yeah, I'm talking
really,
about face to
I haven't
face.
been too interested in the roles and stuff. But the last one was like as I went into a place, I was living at home.
Uh, uh,
My dad do arti for me, innit?
yeah.
Joking.
But did they ever say, "Oh, go take prasad from the mandir" and all that kind of stuff? Or
No, I think that
yeah,
was probably like 5 years too late for those
yeah,
ristas, bruv.
yeah.
That
Fair
didn't
play,
happen.
fair play. That used to happen to me. If my bar was at home, yeah, and she knew I was had an interview or something. But I never do it. I never did it because I'm not I'm not religious in that sense that you don't pray every day. Does that make
So
sense?
then why
So you're
pray
like,
when you need it?
exactly, right? And it's
Yeah.
a common thing because you're like, oh, it just wants like, it's kind of like transactional in the end, isn't it? So, but it's jokes though. You know when they say that as if, and every time I go for an interview, I always think about that. I don't know why. I think about it though, not about doing that, but as in just think. I don't know why it just comes across. It's such an Indian thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a stigma, right? That
I think I did it before I went to pick up my GCSEs, just to get an extra boost.
did you
Maybe
put
that B
the
could be an A.
did you put the GCSEs before you opened them? Did you put the envelope in
Oh,
front?
you
of
know
them?
what? I said let's do that. I remember specifically saying let's just put it. Let me just put it by the mandir for a bit. My sister was like, "What the hell are you talking about? It's done. Ain't no magic that can be worked out. The grades are the grades."
But yeah,
That was
man.
stressful though, picking up exam results.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Because then especially I think GCSEs I wasn't as stressed as I was with A levels. I think I was way more stressed with A levels because obviously it's determining whether you get into uni and stuff. And Cyril and I went to a grammar school. I think we mentioned that in like an earlier episode. And this was one of them ones where most of the people there are coming out with A's and B's. Like they're all gonna get like, and the GCSEs are all A stars. Like a lot of very very kind of like competent people. So you already have like imposter syndrome. So I don't think I opened it in front of anyone. I think me and Cyril opened it in front of each other actually. And then we were just checking that we got into our unis. And then I was calling Hiren. I called Hiren as well to see what was going on his side. But yeah, crazy, bro. All right. So I actually wanted to follow up on your story about the Seda situation. So
Go for it.
Seda, and for our non-Gujarati listeners, like snot. Last week I went to a Thanksgiving party, Thanksgiving dinner, and walked in. Everything was fine, right? No problems. Walked in, and after about 20 minutes, my nose started running constantly. Like it wouldn't not stop. And then I looked at Gagan, and then her eyes started watering. So both of us are allergic to cats. And I never knew this. I never knew because I'd never like spent time around cats, right? Guggen had a cat. So in California, when I would be chilling with Charlie, who is the cat, if I would be getting too close in his face, I'd have like a little bit of like an irritation on my skin. So it wasn't too bad. Like I could deal with it. Like, and then I'd just be sitting watching TV, and Charlie would just come and like chill on my lap or like chill on my shoulder or whatnot. But then at that point, I realized, okay, I have a cat allergy. And Gogan also has one, right? But apparently, different cats are more like can trigger more of an allergic reaction than others. So the particular breed of cats that the host had that at this party was just messing with both of us, and to the point where we were just sneezing, and I was so conscious of my nose and drops of snot coming out my nose that I was talking to people and I wasn't listening to anything that they were saying, bro. I couldn't. I couldn't focus, bro. Yeah, and at one point, I was just holding my breath because I was like, maybe if I hold my breath and there's no like fumes or anything can get inside, and then I was like, this is ridiculous. Then our host kindly gave us antihistamines. Bro, have you ever been to a party where someone gives you antihistamines?
Never, bro. Never.
That was basically what the situation was.
But you know what? Did they help?
No, it didn't, because if you have a beer has histamines in it, and I had a beer, so beer would like
Ah,
accelerate whatever's going on. So then you have an antihistamine. So then I'm now just at a baseline, which means I'm still messed up. So it was just it was a struggle, bruv.
did you have a tissue?
I did have a tissue, but I didn't have a tissue the entire time, bro. So I had to use the back of my hand, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, if you listeners think that's disgusting, I'm sure every single one of you at some point has used your hand, your sleeve, your arm. Everyone does it, bro. Yeah, obviously, you only do that when it's extremely sensitive situation. Have you ever used? Go on, bro. Go on, tell me, bro. Have you ever used anything other than tissue to wipe your nose?
Trust me, yeah. I've probably been in a worse situation. And this situation always happens, yeah. I've used the back of my sleeve, and I've just been I've been stood on on the Jubilee line, no tissue, yeah.
That's the
And all of a
worst.
sudden,
Vulnerable,
bro, all I'm doing every second,
and then someone next to you just looks at you, bro.
and yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's got bad before on the Jubilee line. One time going to work, I was, oh my god, it's coming out, it's
And it's
coming out.
like a,
What am I
like a
gonna
bungee
do?
jump.
Yeah, and you've got nothing. You can't do anything, and then you have to use your sleeve, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh man. And yeah, otherwise, yeah, trust me. Even like I was at when you go to someone's house for like a party or something, and you're just chilling, standing, having a few drinks, and you're talking to someone, and like you said, you
But you
can't
can't.
concentrate on
There's
anything
no.
else
There's no
because
focus, bro.
you want to run away. There's an itch in your nose. There's an itch there, right? Because that little drop is got to the tip, and you don't know if it's visible on the tip or not. You know, sometimes when you feel it is, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
And because I've got a beard,
You,
you can't tell all the
yeah,
time. So I'm like, it's okay. They can't see it. I'm
uh,
cool.
all you want to do is, and that's when you're stuck in a conversation where you are prominent in that conversation, and there's nothing you can do except, and then you know what I mean. An adult would just say, "Look, excuse me, my nose is running. I need to get tissue." But any fuckwits like us would be like just sticking it out in. Yeah. But yeah, man, it happens because you're trying to be, you don't want to draw attention to it, but you are inadvertently, and you're I don't know, it's just you don't want to come off like as if you don't have snot coming out your nose. You never have it, so you want to act like you got the situation under control, and there is no
There's no
situation. But
and it was. I think we just at one point I left. We're talking to one of the other guests, and conversation was just dying, bro, because this poor lady was trying to talk to us, and all I'm focusing on is, can she see that there is a trickle of snot streaming down my nose, getting close to daylight. That's all I was focusing on, bro. Yeah. And then, like, at one point, I had to sneeze, so I sneezed into my elbow, and then they didn't. And I didn't have those proper tissues. So when you're using like not a legit tissue to blow your nose, it gets all messed up. So if you use like a kitchen towel or those like proper rough sandpaper tissues, but if you don't have anything else, then you've got to use that. So I was basically using those kinds of things, and Gagan was like, "Can you give me a tissue when you go back?" Because I went to get some more drinks and stuff, and she was like, "Can you give me a tissue?" Came back, and then by the time I'd come back, she'd sneezed like 4 times. I sneezed 3 times on the way there and 1 time on the way back. And then it was time to go, bro. And then obviously, because our coats were put in one of the rooms where the cats must have been. So even on the drive back, I was sneezing, bruv, constantly.
Sneeze City, man. Yeah, you know what? You can't avoid the situations. They're the worst, man. They're the worst. You know what? And actually, the worst is when someone's actually noticed that you're struggling, and they
Yeah,
know there's
as well. I prefer.
a.
You know what? Yeah, I prefer if I'm talking to someone and I can and I can see that there's a nose malfunction going on, right? I'm not going to draw attention to it. I don't need that. I don't need that
Nah,
person to have more stress than they already do. I'm just going to carry on talking to them.
okay. What do you do in this situation? Because this happened to me, yeah. So there's two people, a couple that you're talking to on your own solo, yeah. Your wife's
Oh
not even there
shit!
for
All right.
backup, yeah. All right, and you've got one of those colds where you're well and
The
everything, but
the
you've still got a
surface
bit of a
looks
cold.
cash, but underneath is okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good, yeah. And all you have is a little, you know, that little drip on a tap you have sometimes when
Yeah,
the washer's gone, and it keeps coming back, yeah. You have a tissue, and that drip, yeah, it hangs on the edge of your nose,
it comes out.
and then it leaves your nose. It leaves the tip of your nose, and it makes a splash on the floor, on a tiled floor. And then all you do is, and it's not. You can't not have caught it. You can't not have noticed it if you're a person looking at this person. What do? Do you just look down at the ground and then look up at those people and be like, yeah, I need to get a tissue to clean up my nose and the floor.
You have to. What? You can't. I mean, if they've seen it, they've seen it as well.
Yeah,
If
of
they've seen
course.
it come out your nose, then you're done, bro. You're exposed. You got to
Yeah.
clean the floor, and then
What
you got to clean your nose.
if you're the person who's cash and you're you're having the conversation with the person whose nose is all messed up, yeah? What is going through your mind? That nothing much but laughter,
Yeah,
yeah?
because I feel sorry for them, man. Because I'll be like, oh, I've been there. I've been there.
Shut up, man. You'd be like, you see, you're on the right hand home. You're like, you see that guy's nose? There's all sorts coming out of it.
No, you know what? I'll be like,
Ron is trying to be
if you're sick,
diplomatic.
don't leave the house. If you're sick, stay at home. Has COVID taught you nothing?
But what if
Stay at
you're in?
home.
Yeah, but what? This was pre-COVID. It happened to me. And I was in my own house, bro.
If you're in your own house, then those people should be coming over, bruv. They should know better,
It's
man.
true, man. It
They
was
should
true.
know better.
Yeah. Always blame the other
Always.
person, isn't it?
No, it's
Not
never your fault,
ourselves.
bro. It's never your fault.
I mean, I could have taken precaution by sticking two pieces. You know, when it's that bad, you just stick two pieces of tissue up your nose.
The worst situation is where when it's like a leaky tap and you're just like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna blow it, and then you're like, oh, it's cash, it's dry. You go back downstairs, you go back into the room, you go back into that conversation, and then
Yeah.
like a minute later, the whole thing starts again, and it's like tickles the inside. It's like a little tickle in the inside of your nose, and then it's like it's out. On the tube, bro, it happens to me sometimes. Because I feel like sometimes in the morning my sinuses are just wonky. And then
To be fair, I think if it ever happens to everyone in the most public of places where you least expect it, when you go from hot to, especially in this kind of weather where you're going from cold to hot and hot to cold, it's
it once happened.
man.
I was on a video call with someone, so a colleague, and on the call there was a drop out of my nose. And I don't know if the other person saw it or not, because I think it needs to be pretty high quality. It needs to be 1080, bro. 1080p, bro, for that little drop to come out crystal clear. Otherwise, it's just gonna be nothing.
Do you know what though? You can that could even be a fly.
Coming out your nose.
No, but you know what I mean, isn't it? Like it could easily be a fly just flying around and be like, or a leak from above.
Shit.
Yeah, you're like,
well, what's going on? Yeah.
But
so
that's what you do. That's what you do next time
just
that
look
happens
up.
when you're in a conversation.
That might buy you some time, because then it like gives you a bit of leveling of your sinuses.
Yeah, man. I think everyone should keep a pack of tissues in this winter. Every winter.
Shout out to Andrix. No, we can't give them a shout out.
Andrix, bro. We got Kleenex, bro.
What's Andrix?
Toilet roll.
You don't want to be using toilet roll. That's the worst. It's not about that. All right. So I don't have a question for you today, but what I do have is a listener question. This is the listener question. Topic idea: puberty and shaving pubic hair in a brown household. Happy Diwali. Rough. Rough. That is the first time in history Diwali and pubic hair have been used in the same sentence. Whoever sent that, it's a thank you, because that is a question that I'm gonna attempt.
You know, someone said that we're very light-hearted, but I think we're gonna have to go into detail, bro.
Shaving hair in a brown household, or puberty, or dealing with puberty in a brown household. I have one story that I will tell you. I don't even, you know what? Yeah, I actually don't know if you know the full backstory of. I think you know the high level, but I don't think you know the details. Okay, and this will
give some context.
No, I'm giving you more than context, bro. I'm giving you the whole thing.
All right, I'll go for it. Go for it.
So, in one of our earlier episodes that I did with Hiren, which we're talking about male pattern baldness. Hiren gives this analogy of like your head is like a motorway, and then the side bits like hedges. So he's like, your head is like, you know, the A406, and then the hedges are just like, you know, the bushes that you have on the motorway. And I said, if my head is the A406, then my back is the fucking Amazon, right? Yeah. God did not bless me with follicles in the places that they need to be. They are in the places that they do. There's no need, bro. There's no need for hair on my back. Why is it there? Why is it there? It doesn't.
I mean, I used to ask you the same question, but you said, what did you say to me? You said it keeps me warm in the winter, bro. That's what you used to say.
You got to make up something to fucking move the conversation on.
Of course.
It does keep me warm in the winter, but it's a nuisance, bro, because it's, you know, if people were to see the levels, they'll be like, there's some other genes in my family, bro, yeah? Anyway, right? So that's the fucking setup, okay? I got a hairy back. That's what it is, right? And I have no hair on my head. So there's some kind of fucking disproportionate allocation of follicles on my body. Anyway, that to me is pubic. Pubic hairs are hairs that grow during puberty, right? Yeah. They could be in other regions. I don't have enough stories there. And maybe we'll have at another point. Or maybe that's what you're going to cover. But I'm going to cover my back hairs. Anyway, have you heard that song? Bar bar deko, hazara bar deko. You know what my version?
Yeah.
Bal bal deko, hazara bal deko. That's what it is. So if you look at my back, it's bal bal deko, bruv, yeah? Hazar bals, bruv, yeah? And there's no bal on my tal, bruv, yeah? It's just bals there, bruv. Okay, yeah. I think we were going on holiday somewhere, and I was like, I need to address this. So I asked my sister to wax my back, okay? And I said, look, I've never done this before, and I want it clean. I want it to look like there was never a hair there before, bro. Like the fucking desert, bro. When Jotonati, bro, yeah? So she was like, fine. And I think she was actually excited about it because it was weird. She felt like it was some kind of revenge. She was like, women have to do this all the time. So now it's good that you have to deal with this. All right, fine, go on, man. Let's do it. Fucking killed, right? So she puts the wax, like layers up my back, right? This is in the fucking dining room of my house, bro. Yeah, there's no like, you know, hygienic setting or anything like that. So she puts the wax on, and then she starts like with the strips, and my back just starts bleeding, bruv. Yeah, obviously because all the hairs are being pulled out, and they're like, ah! I thought everything was cool. I didn't think anyone was gonna move us.
I thought they probably thought they'd cemented their their status.
We shall not be moved. So yeah, all these tiny hairs are getting they're not even tiny, bro. Yeah, they're getting flung out. Okay, they're going all over. And then I'm in pain. I'm like, shit, this is too much. And then my sister's like, okay, we should, maybe we can put something on your back to help, so it's more smooth, right? So she was like, okay. She asked my younger sister, can you get some talcum powder? My younger sister goes upstairs, or was trying to look for it, and she was like, we don't have any talcum powder. And then she said, it's okay, we can use flour.
So we went from waxing to baking, yeah?
Bruv. So, and bruv, I don't know the mechanics of waxing, okay? I've never done it before. I've delegated this, right? So the responsibility is with my sister. It's her job to do the job, okay?
And the thing is, I want to give listeners context about when Raj delegates. When Raj delegates something, yeah, that means that he has no knowledge of this thing, and he's literally giving you the responsibility and putting himself in your hands. And it's like anything that you know what I mean, isn't it? So you're like, yeah, okay. You just be like, okay, you know best. You know best. So let's go with it.
Bro, yeah? Barroso is there, bro, yeah? Full faith, okay? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe, I'm sure. It sounds plausible. Flour is powdery. Powder is powder. So then she starts fucking slapping powder on my back, yeah? And rubbing it in, smoothing it out, and then continues waxing it, right? And then by the end of it, my back is like, it's red, glaring red, right? With Lord. I didn't even elephant bro, yeah. In my back, yeah. And then I have a shower, clean it all up, and then everything's fine. About a week later, I start getting a pain behind my shoulder. And it's like itching like crazy. And then I was like, I don't know what it is. So I think I just put like some Savlon on it, some cream or something. And then it got worse. And then it got worse, and it got worse and worse. And then basically what happened is one of the follicles behind my shoulder got infected, right? Yeah. And it was swollen. My entire shoulder. Now you remember this. So I don't know if you remember or even told you about the lot incident. I think I just told you, oh yeah, my sister's waxed my backs. I didn't break down. I was embarrassed, bruv, yeah? And now I'm telling the whole fucking world this story. Anyway, right? So this was when I was doing my dissertations. I remember university, final year, writing up my like disso, and my back it was so painful, bruv, yeah? I had to have antibiotics. And you know what? I think when the doctor asked me, what did you do? I don't think I even said, because by then it dawned on, what the fuck what were we thinking? Why would you put flour on your back, bro? Right? I just said, oh, I waxed my back, so I think there's some kind of weird infection that's happening. Yeah, fucking your back's fucking trying to make bread, bro. So I had to take antibiotics, and it was like the wound needed to be packed because the wound was really like deep. I don't know if you remember this. I had to keep changing the dressing and stuff. It was really messed up. I still have a scar to this day from that. It looks like a bullet shot. It looks like I've been shot in my back, bro.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, right?
A gun wound. Yeah. And I remember how tender it was. If remember when you're working on a dissertation and any one of us used to walk in and slap you up on the back, you good? And then you used to go nuts as if like...
It's so painful, bro.
I can't even explain. You're probably ready to pick up your laptop or your computer and throw it. Yeah, that's how much pain you're in. But yeah. Do you know what? I had no idea about the flour incident, man. Bro, did that make it more painful? Did it alleviate the pain in any way?
Bro.
feel like that would have taken the moisture out of things, and you would have made some kind of paste with the wax, the strips, and the flour.
That's what I thought, bro. But this was it. Like you're saying, I give everything up, full faith.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So to our listener who submitted that question, I hope that is a sufficient answer, because no one knows that story in detail. Even Mick didn't know it. And Mick basically knows every fucking story.
As in, I knew there was a dining table involved, and I just thought it was just waxing gone wrong. Yeah, but I had no idea. Now it just makes sense that the flour was involved, because. But there's so much science to it as well, right? You've got to think about it, yeah, because I guess women's hair is much finer.
It's like grass. My friend, be polite, bro. You've seen it. Oh shit, bro.
Yeah, I was never intrigued by the wire in the back. It was more on the shoulders, isn't it? Do you remember when I was like, do you remember when we used to be at uni? We were at uni. It was I was still to go through puberty.
Oh, what you think? You thought, oh, that's gonna happen to all of us.
But I was like, shit, man.
Fucking shoulders, bro.
But it is. But yeah.
That is, bruv. Yeah,
do you know what the thing is? Yeah?
You got to give me a story now, because that is.
All right.
That is levels of shit.
Okay, cool. That's levels, man. Look, we all go through this kind of stuff. Okay, let me ask a question. Yeah, there's no way this lawn grew at uni, bro. Yeah, the lawn. Yeah, the lawn was there. Look, when did you notice it was coming in? Come on,
I don't know, bro.
You've gone in. It is.
One day I woke up like Teen Wolf, bro.
Was it as in on a serious note? Yeah, were you self-conscious about it in terms of like when you're getting changed for like PE and things like that?
I actually hit puberty much later. I actually had a growth spurt in final year of college, whereas I think most of my peers were done by then. So I grew taller like just before uni, actually, that year, and I grew hairier as well.
You know what? And that's the thing, like we all have these stigmas, isn't it? I'm trying to be serious here. This guy keeps laughing. We all have these things that we're self-conscious about on our own body, yeah, and we're self-conscious. Doesn't mean anyone else noticed it. Trust me, I don't know if this is still got hair. This involves hair, obviously, yeah, right. But it just involves it in a place. So I grew up with a very, very prominent monobrow, bro. Yeah, which I didn't even notice until I was
like from Kajol from EDOJ kind of monobrow.
I'm talking about it's a monobrow, man. It was a join, innit? There's a join, bro, and it was prominent, innit? Yeah, and some people have a faint one, some people have a more prominent one. And I didn't notice it until your hair on that middle area starts getting thicker, right? Yeah. And this is around, I think 10, 11, when you're formative, those years which are formative where you're going in from, to manhood, I guess, to being a young man. Yeah? And someone pointed it out and I was like,
someone called it out.
This is
guy or
someone
girl?
called it out, man. I was at uni. I went to all boys school, bruv. So it was brutal, bruv. Yeah. I was like, shit. And obviously I grew up at home. No one said anything because I grew up around women. Yeah. And they're more sensitive to, women are more sensitive to what they'd say and how they'd say it. Or they might, because of your fam, they just don't notice it because they see you every day kind of thing, right? Exactly. The arc, the golden arches or in my case, yeah, exactly. And then, at school, I was like, oh man, this is getting a bit out of hand now. And I looked in the mirror one day, I was like, damn man, this is very prominent, bruv. I started doing, yeah. Bro, I was like to my mom, I was like, I need to do, mom, what do I do? Because that's who you go to. You go to the
mommy.
Yeah, and you know what they say to you? Yeah, you go running to your mommy, right? And my mom's answer to it was, it's fine, doesn't matter. This is how it is. You just keep rubbing it after you get out of the shower. I was like,
oh, fuck's sake. That's the worst advice.
Yeah.
For someone like you, that is the worst fucking advice.
I know, man. Trust me. I'm the guy who rubbed the pumice stone on my neck just to get lighter, bro. Yeah. When I realized the bloody pumice stone is there for your feet. Yeah. Anyway, um, so I was like, nah, this is not doing anything. So I was like, you know what? I started shaving my eyebrow before I shaving my beard, bro. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not a beautician, but the way I think I made it worse because I took off too much. You know when you start
My
taking a little
eyebrows
bit
are
at a time off, yeah, and you
I've never gone anywhere because I will fuck them up.
imagine if you've never wielded a sword, let alone a Mach 3, yeah?
Oh shit! So this
Yeah,
is the
you
first
should
time a
not.
Mac 3 was touching your face.
Ever. Because, bro, you remember at uni, yeah? I had no hair on my bloody face. You remember? Yeah?
Yeah, I used to celebrate when you used
there
to
was
get like a
nothing.
beard. Hey, bro, look.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's coming in. It's coming in. You see? And yeah, where? Yeah, and I was, telling Cyril, sign me up, yeah, for your trimmer, yeah. I'm going to be using it in a few months' time. I'm telling you. Anyway, so, and there was one day where I just did too much, and I took too much of my eyebrow off on a Saturday, and I was like, oh fuck,
How much?
fuck, bro. It was noticeable. The gap got much wider. Yeah. It was bad, bro. Yeah, it was like, and I had to even it out. And you have to there's two of these motherfuckers, so you have to even out because otherwise you're fucked either way. What do you do? Keep one long eyebrow and one short one, or do you just even them out?
It has to be symmetrical.
Exactly. So then I was like, you know what? Okay. And then it didn't occur to me that obviously some people draw eyebrows on it. You could easily get away with it, certain, but that wasn't even an option. Yeah. And I was like, damn, this is. So I had crooked, misshapen eyebrow with a wide gap, yeah, which was wide, bruv. And I went to school and I got absolutely. You know what? You got to take your medicine in it, yeah, because now that you've let the world know that you're conscious about it and you're trying to do something bad and you went wrong, you're killed, bruv. Anyway, it is what it is. And then, yeah, man. And then the trimming of the eyebrow became a regular thing until you know what? If anything is too easy to get rid of, if you go for the shortcut in life, yeah, in anything you do, there's always going to be repercussion later on down the line. Yeah, my repercussion was shit. This stuff is going to start turning into stubble.
Yeah, green growth, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah, green growth. You get green growth. So it wasn't there yet at uni or whatever, and then I was introduced to what do you call it? Threading in it, bruv. And yeah, now I understand. Well, at that time, pain, bro, pain. But yeah, bro.
So then you still thread the eyebrows.
I slowed down now, so it's all cash. I think
you should have told me about that
it.
shit, so I could have started threading my back in the day, bro.
I don't think that. I still don't think that would have been an option for you, bro. Trust me. I've got an aunt who's in the fam minute who's really good. She used to hook it up, bro. But then it slowed down now. Now you're not as conscious about it, but it's not there anyway.
God. Well,
yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Good story. I
hope we satisfied the.
Yeah, I hope we've satisfied whoever you are. I hope you're pleased with yourself because you've made us unleash some stories that haven't been heard before. So yeah, give us some more feedback, bro. The way it was written though, man. Pubic, growing up in a brown household with pubic hair.
Legend.
Happy Diwali.
Legend.
Okay, I think that's us for today. Thank you so much for the feedback. As you can see, we do respond to it. No matter how awkward it gets, we're happy to talk through things. Please share, like, subscribe, all of that jazz. Make any shout outs?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's leaving us feedback and listening. Had some really nice positive feedback in the last few weeks and funny ones as well. Anything you guys want to discuss, and if you feel like if we've discussed a topic that you've mentioned and we haven't, we've only scratched the surface and you want us to go into more detail,
please do. Feel free. And if you have just even one question for us, just send the question in like our listener did, and we'll take it from there. All right, well, see you all later, people. Remember to share the struggle, find the funny. See you later. Bye.
Peace.